Yeah, man, it's the 3rd of June, 2024. And uh, sorry for the absence for the last week. I've been really busy. And I'm back now. So I want to tell you about some of the things that are happening at the moment with broadcast. Lately, and these are things that I've talked about extensively, like over the years, because it's like different phases. Like a gang stalker might get bored with, or maybe even in trouble by other gang stalkers with more levels of access that for doing certain things, and so maybe they get um, banished or like turned off to a certain person's neural monitoring. Like if somebody has your neural monitoring and they have control of it, and they can allow the people to make the connections that they choose. And if somebody's not, um, if they're not acting right, I guess what you could call it, like just imagine that you had somebody's neural monitoring and you wanted them to get bothered or even tortured, but you didn't want it to be so much as where it's physically damaging their body or causing some sort of violence, or who knows what the outcome you're trying to avoid if you were that gang stalker. But you might kick that person off. You might say, okay, you know what, you're out of here. Let me, change your access credentials, and you no longer have access. It's almost like um, like a network person at a big corporation, or like a database person, that they can allow you to have access. When you have your IT guy at a big corporation, he can allow you to have access, and he can allow you to have a different levels of access. So that person could, set you up with an email, and maybe you have a certain level of access within the database, and maybe you can do this, but you can't access social media, or whatever they choose your level of access. Neural monitoring would be very much like that. Whoever has control of your neural monitoring and possesses that account and controls the interface um, associated with that account is like a social media or something, where they could, block this person off. And that's why you want your neural monitoring, so you can block people off of it. You can block everybody off of it. So you can block everybody off of it, and nobody's receiving your neurological processes. They don't know where you are, what you see, or what you're thinking. They can't physically attack you with their broadcasts. Um, so those things can happen, And if you're in a situation where, say, for example, like you were around certain people or a certain situation, or went to some certain event or something like that, and some of the gang stalkers that maybe they do, like put on like a show of, like a live show of your experience and being connected to you, and how it is to be at this, say you went to the pyramids, and they want to sell that experience of living through you going to the pyramids, or they want to announce it like a big event, like an announcer. You'll hear, if you have them talking to you, you probably hear sometimes they do the where it seems like they're announcing to an audience, and in those kind of situations, the daily idiots that'll just sit there and torture you, they're banned. They're kicked off, or their level of access is minimized. And so you could tell they operate your neural monitoring um, as if it's some sort of entertainment business. And when you're not doing things that are entertaining or interesting, or something that somebody may want to be connected to you, or see the stream with the announcer of that experience, then you're just on your daily thing, your daily routine. And so you'll have the daily guys, the ones that never go away. You'll have those. They'll let them back on, and those are the ones that'll sit there and attack your genitals, or put crud all in your eyes. And that's why I started this video, is because um, I'm laying here working on some schoolwork. I'm taking classes for the summer, and I got just crud all in my eyes. And about every 5 minutes, I need to go wash out my eyes. And it's like cakes on there and builds up. And you can feel it, and you could like physically feel it on you. And so, um, that's when you get into the physics side of it, is like, how is this particle matter becoming part of a broadcast? And, what is it that gets sticky and caked on you? If you have a bunch of stuff, it always feels like like there's nothing wrong with you. Okay. You're not in a sandstorm. Okay. You didn't just wake up from a 12 hours sleep. You didn't, you're not a 3-year-old with Airheads candy. All right, you don't have sticky stuff. There's no reason for sticky stuff to be all in your eyelashes and on your eyes. But all of a sudden there is. Like every 5 minutes, you wash it off, and then you're sitting there and you can feel it start getting on you. And then that's them. They're doing that with broadcast. They're doing it with broadcast. And I'm sitting here dealing with that. Stupid little stuff like that. And different ones will have different things, and different ones will do different things at different times. I mean, different gang stalkers. They might get bored with one thing, or maybe somebody says, "Hey, if you keep doing that, I'm gonna turn you off. I'm gonna kick you off." All right, so stop doing this thing that's causing this person to limp around or fall over in pain in public. And so there is some level of moderation, or moderation to it. Um, what they don't want is you to end up in the hospital with visible injuries, which it would appear to me that they do have the capability to do things that could injure you in a way that could be very obvious to anyone, period, especially a medical professional. So they seem like when they penetrate, and they like to put their broadcast within your body somewhere, like attack like some tendons or some bone structures, or your teeth or anything like that. It's almost like they're limited to what they can get away with by not making it so obvious as to, like, oh, this is an injury that happened yesterday suddenly, and now I'm burned internally and my organs are failing. Right? There's that would be very questionable. But if they do something to you like that, that seems to just go on and on at a slow, agonizing level for years and years to cause that damage, then it could probably seem more like a natural occurrence. Um, but even still, like, you can tell the difference, like, I was busy this week, and some of my activities may have been worthy of some of the, I want to say, like, more popular gang stalkers that put on a more marketable show. So some of my experiences may have been more marketable, I guess, because it was a little less than a typical week of my boring life. But, anytime that happens, the daily guys are very shut out. And a lot of the typical, every 10 seconds abuse type of stuff is not nearly as common, but only in those circumstances. And obviously I can't travel the world and go to all the coolest places and hang with all the coolest people. I can't do that every day, because I have my own life that I'm trying to work towards goals and build something, and there's a process here. And anyway, who would want to just do the most funnest, coolest things every day of their life and never get gang stalked and tortured? I don't know. That sounds kind of crazy. But anyway, maybe one day we could all make it to that point. But you definitely want to make it to that point with your neural monitoring, so you're not at the mercy of whoever decides that they want to announce your day to their live stream of people who are trying to live the experience through mind control and broadcast of your life. So anyway, that's it. I'm just kind of letting it off a little bit, because I'm studying, and they're like all in my eyes with this BS, man, and it gets annoying. And and I'm like, okay, all right, you're influencing me. You're motivating me to jump back on the video and put out content and talk about this stuff. And I know a lot of you guys have the same experiences. So But anyway, probably be back on this week with some live streams, maybe some regular videos. So just wanted to kind of put that out there, man. I'm tired of this stuff on my eyes, but thank you guys for all the support with the channel, and I'll be looking forward to doing more videos. Thanks for watching.